this problem, we want to do the parentheses first. Simplify inside the parentheses. -5, that's a single number. I don't have to do anything. 3 in parentheses is by itself. You don't change anything. -3 is by itself. If I wanted to, I could highlight these. But is there anything right there to group together or to simplify? Not really. So we look at it, and we're going to have -3 times a value minus a value divided by 4 minus a value times another value. You look at it, 4 minus 2. 2. This remains as a -5. The next value remains as a 3, and the last set of parentheses remains as -3. Now, what operation do you need to do? Multiplication. Where is multiplication at? -3 times 2 and 3 times -3. So everything else remains the same, right? If I look at that, what is -3 times 2? -6. And then I have that minus -5, which I did not change. The denominator, I have 4 minus, what is 3 times -3? -9. Now what happens when you subtract -5? Yeah, get to going. Hurry, please. Or at least turn the other way and ask me. So we have, did he go to the trash? So we have -6 minus -5, or the opposite of -5 is +5. What happens right here? Yeah, that's 4 minus -9, which turns into a, whoops, should change my color, which turns into a +9. I don't know, some of you are to the point where you do this, but here's a problem that I see. Some of you see it as -6, and then we have this minus -5, and you're to the point you're like, oh yeah, that turns into a +5, and all you're doing is you're changing this sign right there. You're going from a minus and -5 to a -5. Both signs change if you're going to make it a positive. So if you have to make it one big plus sign there, go ahead and do that. But that's a mistake some of you are making. So now what is -6 plus 5? -1, and 4 plus 9 is 13. So you end up with -1/13. Question, do you see where you're making mistakes? Each one of you can be making different individual mistakes. So we need to find those and help each one of you individually. Here's another example. Go ahead and work through this. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go. Someone want to read this problem to me? The quantity. Okay, so go the quantity, -3 minus 2, times the quantity, -4 minus 1. So what we do first is the quantity bit, right? We got to simplify inside the parentheses. I didn't even look what you had for answers. Maybe you had it right. So we're going to have a number times a number. What's that first number? -3 plus -2. Team negative is -5. What about the other set of parentheses? -5. You have a -4 and a -1. That's -5. What's a negative times a negative? Positive. And your answer should be positive 25. You okay with that? When's your test? Friday. Okay, I'm going to put it on Friday because tomorrow's Thursday. Yes, review tomorrow, test on Friday. Okay. Just to remind you. Next one. The review has been posted, right? Yep. All right, here we go. Solve this one. What I am seeing again is some of us, if you don't put your parentheses down, you're making an error with the sign because you bring down that minus sign and you think you have it there. So we go through and we solve in the parentheses first. So we have a number minus a number. What's that first number? 4. What's the second number? -2. Then what happens if you subtract -2 or the opposite of -2? You add. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Try this one.